Hey everybody, and welcome to the show. We have got Jim Fox with us here today, aka Hypno Jimbo. How you doing, Jim?
Hypno Jimbo. Oh, I'm fantastic. I hope you are, my friend.
Excellent. Yeah, doing great.
Great.
Thanks so much for being here today, just to share with us your experience of becoming a student of Stage Hypnosis University and what that was, where you came from, what you're doing now. You're doing some amazing things. So, but before you got into hypnosis, you had a very interesting / fascinating occupation. Share, please.
Sure, I will. Well, prior to that very interesting occupation, I played music, play keyboards. I play like 13 different instruments, but I really can't play any of them. But I always grew up, and I remember my dad, when I was younger, professional wrestling was just what happened on Saturday nights in our house. You didn't make you were there, everybody watched it. It was like the news. You had to watch wrestling.
Right.
And I'd watch my daddy do things. But anyway, later in life, I thought that I would like to give that a shot, and I did. And for about 15, 16 years, I was a professional wrestler on the independent side of the things. And everybody starts independent before they go up to the big leagues. But I had my own promotion, a few years after that, and had the opportunity to work with some of the greats that people seen on TV. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, Rock and Roll Express, Flair, all those guys I've had the opportunity to do things with. And did it for, like I said, about 15, 16 years. And then I just said, hey, I'm getting too old for this, and retired from it when I was about 52, 53, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right.
And I had always been a fan of hypnosis. Back in the early 80s, I went and watched a gentleman by the name of Mike Harvey. I don't even know if Mr. Harvey's still living or not.
I don't know.
But I did find a couple of his programs that I have. I have copies of programs from a lot of people. And I just didn't believe what I was seeing the first night I went to the show. So I went back the next night, and I became a firm believer in it, especially when he had that girl getting ready to take her top off, and I was waiting for that, but then he stopped it.
And you're disappointed.
God, it was a hammer too. So I'm going, this is for me.
That's funny. So you get interested. You hit Google one day or wherever you came across Stage Hypnosis University, because I remember like it was yesterday when you set up a call.
It was yesterday, wasn't
it? Yeah. When you set up a call with me, and I remember I was on the road. I was somewhere in a hotel room, and I was telling you all about it, and you were like, I want to do it. And in fact, I would have paid twice the price. I remember you saying that.
Well, I have not, and I'll be honest, I've been through a couple other trainings, and we won't mention any names, and there was nothing wrong with it. It's just, it wasn't all I thought it was cracked up to be, so to speak.
Right.
And of course, I didn't know this at the time. Now I know it, and this is one of the things that I think is the most important part about you and SHU is this, that I keep doing that wrong. It's SHU. Yes, it's SHU.
SHU.
Yeah. I told you chair shots, Boone. Chair shots.
Yeah, you got hit in the head with a lot of chairs on the wrestling days.
Bunch of chairs. I don't even remember where I seen it. I don't remember if it was Facebook or just something popped up and I seen it. I clicked on it, and I think it was the video you had out where you were going through 7 or 8 different steps or something to that fact.
Okay.
And
probably why I love the business of stage hypnosis.
It grabbed my attention, and I don't think it was so much, honestly, the curriculum of the program, because I didn't know that, but it was you. It was your demeanor, your tone, your attitude, your likability, and good or bad, I've seen a little bit of me and you, and maybe a little bit of you and me type thing. And I'm going, I'd like to talk to this guy. And I think I filled out your little questionnaire, your little thing, and sent it to you. And then I think when you advertise it, we'll do a little 30, 45-minute call. I think we talked almost 2 hours that night.
Right, yeah, we talked a long time.
Yeah. And, of course, we decided to go with it. And I have never regretted it one little bit, and I honestly would have said I'd pay 3 times what I paid for it.
Thank you.
Not only the fact that I can go back and review and look. And I may have a question. Wait a minute. I remember that. Let me go find it. Then I'll go back and because we can't retain everything to remember consciously. But the thing with you was this, brother, was that if I needed something, I could shoot you a text or give you a call, and you were there.
Right.
And the other people that I've dealt with, not so much.
Right. Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I truly believe that if you want to do anything in life, whether it's be a musician, whether it's be an electrician, be a chef, you really need a mentor that's going to take you across the finish line. Sure, you can learn a little bit here on YouTube, a little bit here, but if you really want to be serious and get everything from beginning to end, it's all about mentorship. And with other, there's other trainings out there. I understand that, but usually a training is something like this, and some do it better than others, of course. But if you are a student, you usually have to fly into the city where the training is. You sit with 15 to 20 other people, get information for 4 or 5 days, and they wish you luck on your way out the door.
Exactly.
That doesn't produce results. I'll tell you why. Because you and half of my students come from those types of trainings.
Right. And even if you do that and you're sitting in that classroom type setting, most of the people are already in there preconditioned because they're taking the same thing you're taking. So it's hard to work with them. All you're doing is just repeating what you were told to say to do a script or an induction or a deepener or whatever. And that's just all done with people that you ain't even got to say nothing, boom, sleep, and they're going to go anyway. Because they're preconditioned. It's not like walking out and grabbing someone on the street or doing a show. I'm going to tell you what, I'm not going to lie to you. The first show that I ever did, I was scared to death.
You wouldn't be human if you weren't.
It wasn't that I was scared to go out in front of the people. I was scared as, what if nobody goes in? Right. That's what I was scared of. Did I know enough to overcome that if that happened? I'll thank the Lord upstairs that I didn't have that issue. So, I'm knocking on wood. I've never had an issue where I didn't have at least somebody go in a show. So you give me one, we're going to have a show. So,
well, let's talk about where you're doing now, where your journey is taking you. First, you get into SHU. You say you like to say that you're a video whore. You love to watch the videos. Right. So there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos, as you know, within Stage Hypnosis University. You can go from your phone to your tablet to your desktop, whatever, and all laid out perfectly the way a show is built and designed, and you can go back to things. So you're learning in your own time. But you have taken that information and you've taken everything you've learned with hypnosis and the mentorship. You and I get along with each other, and you now have your own show in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
I was lazy. And
lazy but hardworking, man.
But what I mean by lazy is when I play music, or anything like that, you got to pay your dues. You got to pay the dues. You got to do so much of this and so much of that before you can be recognized as whatever. And probably in wrestling is definitely the same thing. You definitely got to pay your dues in that before you can climb up a ladder. Hypnosis, I don't know if there's a paying your dues side of that because I just don't know. But I did a few shows out, so I'm a production nut. So setting up lights, my own sound system. I just didn't like using anybody else's stuff. I want to use my stuff. 12-foot trailer, packed, road cases. Take 4 hours to set up to do an hour-and-a-half show, then tear down and go home. I did that for about a year and decided that ain't the way I want to do this.
No.
That is not the way I want to do
that either.
I was like, but with the wrestling, that was my mentality from the wrestling because it was setting up ring. I've always done it. But when I was, 55, 56 years old, I'm 58 now, I'm going, I'm not wanting to do this. I want to. So Myrtle Beach, South Carolina is maybe the little Las Vegas of the East Coast in this area. Big tourist time. Millions of people come here during the season. And there is and was no full-time hypnotist in this town.
Right.
And I talked with my missus and I said, I think this will work. She says, I think you're an idiot. I said, I've proved you wrong before.
Right.
And I have. She now runs the concession stand in the venue, by the way.
You go, man. I'm excited. You know,
it's
go ahead.
We just, she said, okay. We went in, I actually partnered up. I was actually invited on it was a web type TV show. The guy did it on the web. And his thing, I found out later, was he liked to bring people on and debunk them. He liked to show what they were doing was not real.
Right.
Well, he decided to bring me on and wanted to disprove hypnosis. And I said, I'll do it under one condition, is you got to let me come in and work with at least one person on your staff. I'm not going to go live and not get somebody. So I just want a precondition. He was cool with that.
Yep.
I thought, okay. Well, we ended up bringing 3 people up, and including Jared, the guy that was on the show, and I hypnotized all of them.
Beautiful.
Including him. So he became an instant believer, and his mom was one that was hypnotized, and then one of the staff. So we became instant friends. And he had this 7,000 square foot building. He was just open. He had a little set that he did a show. I said, man, what are you going to do with this? And make a long story short, we talked, boom, and it is now the 5-star venue, home of the Hypno Jimbo comedy hypnosis show. So.
And you are the #1 rated with TripAdvisor show in Myrtle Beach.
At this time, we are rated number one on TripAdvisor. Yes.
Congratulations, man. I mean, yes, it's the lazy man's hard-working way of making it happen. But I'm with you as far as, you know, if you want to call it lazy. I play it light. I show up to a school or to a corporate event or to a cruise ship, whatever. I don't bring tech with me. I bring product to sell. As far as tech is concerned, I have a flash drive with my music for the show, and boom, it packs small, plays big. That's the way to go. That's
and that was the thing. I didn't want to have to go through all that hassle. And that's not being lazy. I just wanted to be able to walk into the place, you know, do what I've got to do my show. After the show, I meet and greet with the people, and then I go home.
Yep.
It's an 18-mile ride home. Me and my wife, we usually stop to get something to eat, you know, and that's made this very enjoyable that I do this. Now, there's a big expense in doing that. I mean, it's because there's an expense in what you do, but not as much as what we've had to put into.
Yeah, you've got how many employees working for you?
We have 5 right now.
5 employees. So, but all in all, you have taken hypnosis to an amazing place, your own venue, which rated #1 with TripAdvisor in Myrtle Beach.
I don't know if you can see this. I'm gonna try to put it up there.
Hypno Jimbo, back just a bit. Yeah.
#1 of 18 of shows and concerts.
Look at that, #1 of 18.
Yeah.
You go, man.
So
That's
we're
amazing.
proud of that.
And you've got your Stage Hypnosis University diploma there. You showed me just before we got on there. Look at you go.
I'm proud of that. I'm absolutely, that sits in my office here at home, right behind when I walk in, that's like the first thing I see.
Amazing.
So very proud of that.
I'm looking forward this summer to seeing the show because I'll be in the area, and you said we can get on stage together, and I will look forward to that.
Oh, yeah. I just sat back and watch you do the show. That's what I'm thinking about doing. I'll sit down and let you do a show. let them see something a little different.
Yeah.
Because in my lobby area, there's a picture of you. I got to get a picture of you and I together, and I don't know why I didn't do it when we met a few months back.
Right.
But the 2 cards, remember the card trick you showed me?
Yeah.
And they're actually in that frame
of
you
cool.
with your hand or whatever. So you're in my lobby.
Nice.
So,
nice.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Excellent. Well, hey, I'm proud of you, man. Everything you're doing and going into your 2nd season in Myrtle Beach. You know, you've learned things along the way, but boom, you are making it happen. And if anybody is ever in South Carolina and wants to go see the Hypno Jimbo comedy hypnosis show, go see it, man. It's hilarious. High production hypnosis. Jim is making it happen.
I get in trouble with this all the time, but if you're a student of SHU and you're in the beach area, Google Hypno Jimbo, get the number to the venue, call me, tell me you're a student, and the show's on me. Come watch us and have a good time. Let's hang out. So, but all of that And a lot of the things that are happening in my life today would not be possible if it hadn't been for you, my friend. I just want you to know that.
And I'm happy to show you. I'm proud of what you're doing.
Thank you.
And thank you. Thanks for being with us here today and sharing your story. And
My
more
pleasure.
power to you, buddy.
Thank you, my friend. Hey, looking forward to seeing you in the summer.
Absolutely.
Hey, and before you leave, I just want to know, I found out that, what is his name? One of the other students lives up in Raleigh, up near Clayton, North Carolina. I can't think of-
Daryl Parker.
Yeah, no, he's from Sanford, North Carolina.
Yes, he is.
That's where I was born. That's my hometown. So he and I have like clicked and started talking on
excellent.
Facebook. It is so cool. Trying to get him to come down, but
Okay, good.
I didn't mean to jump off into that tangent.
Maybe he'll
but,
come with me because he comes and sees my shows sometimes when I'm up there. And we'll make a trip with Will, my video guy. He'll come out too. Why not? We'll make a party out of it.
Oh, but no doubt. I got a house big enough. Mama bought us a nice house, so we got enough room for everybody. All right, brother.
All right, my brother. Take care.
Take care, friend. Take care.